Today, let's talk about the topic of replenishing our earth in tune with the abundance of the universe. As we mentioned before, we cannot replenish the earth based on a limited resource mentality. What I mean as of today is people have started to destroy the resources of the earth, trying to take the maximum for themselves with the spirit of limited availability of resources. If you put it in a broad common sense, it's like a big cake, and before the cake gets over, everyone wants to have a share of the cake, and then someone is left without a piece of the cake. In the thinking of humanity as of now, the earth is a big cake, or earth is a limited resource which needs to be used in the mind of humanity in some sense, because there's a kind of false knowledge which has been put up that everything is limited. When we are in the mindset of our early ancestors, the food resources were very limited, which were based only on hunting or getting animals or getting some kind of vegetables from the forest, and so it took a lot of effort, and the resource was very, very limited because of the ability of the humans to hunt or gather the vegetables. The humans had a limited ability at that time. They had limited weapons to go after animals. They had limited tools to go and take vegetables or trees or cut. So as of now, in today's evolution, it has reached a very grand scale by which people have all the tools to take away the resource of the earth at a very fast space. Since our early ancestors were limited in their ability to take the resources, they did not take away more than they should in terms of the earth's life form. As I mentioned before, the earth is a life form. And as long as the life form is healthy, we are all healthy. The earth is a life form within the universe. It's dependent on the universal energies. The seasons, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything works in unison. The gravitational force, the wind, the breeze, the ocean currents, the melting of the ice from the glaciers, everything works in coordination. Everything works in a system. Now, as I mentioned, humans have gone against the system of the universe. We've started to pollute the earth from the past 100 years at a very rapid scale. And especially in the past 30 to 40 years, the scale of pollution of our earth, which includes polluting the lakes, the rivers, the seas, which runs the system of the universe, is being tested at a balance. The seasons, the day and the night, the rainfall at different parts of the earth, it has all worked in a harmonious system till now to a large extent. But as of now, because of the past 60 years of rampant pollution, the system of the earth, the system of the life form is at stake. It's at a perilous balance. So it is important for us to start to replenish the earth in every way that we can to maintain the systems of the earth. And to replenish the earth, we cannot have a limited mindset. We should know that today we are in the creative energies of the eternal force. The mind of an animal is no longer a human mind. We have completely evolved. Our early ancestors had, to a large degree, which would be about 60 to 70% more of an animal mind to gain immediate food. But today we know that we have the resources of creativity, the creative energy of the universe, the creative power which helps us bring new things to life, to bring new ideas to life, to bring new abilities to life, to bring new knowledge to life, exists within us as humans. We no longer have a big percentage of animal ability within us in terms of our mindset. Our mindset is tuned to the creative energies of the universe. So once we start to recognize that our minds are more on the creative side, we will be able to create abundant resources. We will have the knowledge to tap into the abundant resources of the universe. As I said, there are millions of planets. There are millions of moons, millions of resources within the universe. Today we have the knowledge to go to different places, just like the moon, and explore and take resources in case you want it, in case certain resources are not available on Earth. But most importantly, we should understand that even if some resources are limited, through the creative mindset which God has given us, we will be able to overcome those limited resources. As we said, oil is a limited resource. There have been a lot of wars being fought across our world in the past 100 years just on oil. If people had the knowledge that even though oil is a limited resource, we have the ability to turn even water into power for cars and for automobiles and to run our factories. We also have the power today to tap into the atomic energy of the universe and then generate power and store it and then distribute it across the world. We have the ability to store power within batteries and then run vehicles and run the system of the universe of how our world runs. So even though certain resources are limited, today we have the ability and the mindset to create new ideas, to create new beginnings of knowledge so that those limited resources can be overcome. So it's no longer about resources today in today's world and the future. It's about creativity. We should recognize that anything which is limited in the earth today, people need not fight. The problem is, if there's a limited resource, people today have been put across with the knowledge that you will have to fight to gain that wealth, which happened in oil. It's just an example which I quote. There were more than, to my knowledge, which I can recount, at least 5 to 10 wars around that range, which have been fought. That is very intense World War kind of thing, just based on oil, the resource of oil. So once we recognize that creativity is all about the future, we will start to move our minds from the limited thinking that everything is limited on earth and go into the creative mindset as one with humanity to create new beginnings, new ideas, new resources, to replenish resources that are limited to new ideas of resources. Just like I quoted with oil, today we have new resources which includes water, which includes power, which includes atomic energy, which compensate, which includes wind power, which are clean resources. So no longer are resources on the earth limited. It's all about your creative mindset. And if anyone on earth says that he does not have enough because the resources are limited, it's because he or she has been fed the mindset that things are limited and their mind revolves around that limited thinking. So today, let's make a prayer so that our minds go from the limited resources into the creative energy of the universe. The prayer should be like this. O God of the universe, you have blessed us with all the resources which we require, which includes, as we mentioned before, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the abundance of seasons which brings fruits on a plate, which includes all of the resources which we do not acknowledge on a daily basis. Today we recognize that we no longer have the limited thinking that everything on earth is limited. All the resources are limited and we have to grab from each other to get those resources. Today we have that mindset and we have the ability and we have the knowledge to know that we are one with the mindset of creativity which you have given us, which differentiates us from all other animals on the planet. So if any kind of resources is limited in our lives, we no longer will try to grab it from someone else, or we no longer will be of the mindset that we'll have to acquire it from anyone else. We will get into the mindset of creativity, because that is the only ability which differentiates us from any other kind of living species on earth. Today, let the mindset of creativity prosper. Let the mindset of new ideas prosper. And let our minds be tuned into new creative ways to reduce the impact of the knowledge that everything is limited. Today, let us understand that through creative energies of the universe, the creative energy of God, the creative energy which the divine force has given us to make us humans, the creative energy which the divine has given us to differentiate us from all other living species on earth is with us. And that is the creative energy of the godly sense of new beginnings, new ideas, new resources when old resources are depleted. And when we as humanity recognize that new ideas, new beginnings, new creativity, and the sense of sensual well-being among people across the world brings new ideas, brings new resources, brings new architecture, brings new ideas, brings new people together to fight for the earth, to fend for the earth, to replenish the earth on its own, because creativity will take center stage. The spirit of limited resources will go back once humanity has the knowledge. So today let's spread the idea of resources, the idea that we have the resources which is one with the universal spirit of God. And through this, we would replenish the earth with abundance, and each of us in different parts of the world will have enough. And through being grateful for everything we have today, we will create new beginnings, we will create new ideas, we will create a new earthly system into the future. Let's replenish our earth.